Hey students, a very good morning. So students, yesterday we have gone through the acid part. Today we are going to start with the second part, that is bases. Okay, so let's start. So baking soda does not have sour taste. It has a very bitter or kadwa taste. So students, we know that baking soda, it does not have a sour taste, but it is very bitter in taste. So if we rub a solution of baking soda between our fingers, it feels soapy or slippery to touch. So students, if you take some baking soda and if you rub it between your finger, then you feel very slippery to touch. So these substance or the substance that are bitter in taste and have a very soapy touch, they are called bases. Okay students, so the substance that are bitter in taste and if they are slippery, then they are definitely bases. They are not acid. So the nature of such substances is said to be bases. So whenever the substance is bitter or they are very slippery, this kind of nature only are present in case of the bases. So some common bases are sodium hydroxide, NaOH, potassium hydroxide, KOH, calcium hydroxide, CaOH2 and magnesium hydroxide, MgOH2. So students, these all are the example of some common bases. You have to keep this in your mind. Okay. So the names of some common bases are given below in table 5.3. So these are some common bases and the sources from where they are obtained is also given. So first one is the calcium hydroxide, which is the source is the lime water. So in lime water, calcium hydroxide is present. So ammonium hydroxide, the source is window cleaner, floor cleaner and wood polish. So all these things, they contain the ammonium hydroxide. So sodium hydroxide, it is present in soap. Potassium hydroxide, it is also present in your soap. Magnesium hydroxide, it is present in antacid, cosmetics, toothpaste and ointments. So these all are the example of bases and the source are also given along with the name of the bases. So students, table 5.3 is also important. So in order to know the sources of different bases, you have to keep all this in your mind. So students, we have already studied about the acid and we have also studied about the bases. Now we are going to understand and study about the neutral substances. The substances that are neither acidic nor basic in nature are called the neutral substances. So students, there are two kinds of substance. They are the acidic or the basic. But if the substances are neither acidic nor basic in nature, then they are a neutral substance. Pure water or the distilled water, glucose, urea, sugar, salt are some example of neutral substances. So these all are neutral substances. So the best example is the distilled water and glucose, urea, sugar and salt. So these all are the neutral substances. They are neither acidic nor basic in nature. So now we are going to understand about the indicators. So we know that acid are sour while bases are bitter in taste. So students, we know that acid are sour in taste and the bases are bitter in taste. But we cannot taste all substances to find whether they are acidic or basic in nature. Definitely, whether they are acids or bases, we cannot always taste them. And without tasting, how will we come to know about whether they are the acidic or basic? So now we are going to understand about the same. So So why cannot we taste all the time? Because some substances, they may be harmful to us. So this is the reason we cannot taste the acid or the bases. So now the question arises, how do we find the nature of any substances without tasting it? So how will we come to know about the nature of substance, whether they are the acid or the base? Because we have already understood about the thing that the acids, they are sour in taste, and the bases they are bitter. So without tasting, how we will come to know whether they are acid or base? So to find the nature of the substance, we use indicators. So in order to find that, we are using different indicators. So what are indicators? Indicators are special substances that give different colors in acidic and basic medium. So indicators are nothing but they are the special substance that give different colors in acidic or the basic medium. Okay. So thus they are used to test whether a substance is acidic or basic in nature. So with the help of indicators, we will come to know whether the substance is acidic or basic in nature. These indicators are called the acid-base indicator. So the name of the indicators are the acid-base indicator. How do indicators work? When indicators are added to a solution containing an acidic or a basic substance, they change their color. So the working of the indicator is, whenever an indicator is added to a solution containing acid or a base, then what happens? They change their color. So turmeric, litmus, China rose petals and red cabbage juice are some naturally occurring indicators. So these all are the naturally occurring indicators. So with the help of these solutions, we can come to know about the substance, whether it is acid or bases. So phenolphthalein and the methyl orange are some example of human made indicator. So turmeric, litmus, China rose and red cabbage juices, they are naturally occurring indicator. That means they are provided by nature. We are not preparing turmeric, but we get it from the nature itself. But in case of human made indicator, there are phenolphthalein and the methyl orange. That means these two indicators are made by human being. Okay. So first one is the litmus. So litmus as an indicator. So students, this one is a litmus paper. I hope you can see this too. So yeah. The most commonly used natural indicator is litmus. So it is also the most commonly used natural indicator. It is a dye extracted from the lichens. So students, the litmus is a dye which is extracted from the lichens. So this one is the lichen. So the solution of litmus in the distilled water is mauve purple in color. So students, the solution of litmus in the distilled water is purple in color. So I hope it is clear to you. The solution of litmus in distilled water is purple in color. This solution is neutral litmus solution. So if it is purple in color, then it is neutral litmus solution. So how does litmus solution work? Okay, so number A, when neutral litmus solution is added to an acidic solution, it turns red, and when added to a basic solution, it turns blue. So students, the thing is, how do litmus solution work? So the litmus solution will turn the acidic solution into red color, and it will turn the basic solution into blue. So from there only we will understand whether it is acid or its base. So if it turns the color into red, then it is an acidic solution, and if it turns the color into blue, then it is basic solution. Number B, when neutral litmus solution is added to a neutral solution, it does not change any color. So if there is no change in color, then definitely it will be a neutral solution. So litmus solution is available in the laboratory in the form of red litmus solution and blue litmus solution. So this litmus solution we will get it available in the laboratory, and they are in the form of red litmus solution or the blue litmus solution. To make blue litmus solution, a few drops of base are added to neutral litmus solution. So in order to make the blue, So in order to make the blue litmus solution, what we need to do is we need to add few drops of base to neutral litmus solution. So we need to take few drops and we need to add them in the neutral solution. To make a red litmus solution, a few drops of acid are added to neutral litmus solution. So to make the red litmus solution, few drop of litmus solution, they are again added in the neutral litmus solution. So litmus is also available in the form of these thin paper strips, blue litmus paper and red litmus paper. So this figure you see, this one is a blue litmus paper, this one is a red litmus paper. So this blue litmus paper has been turned into red litmus paper due to the action of the acid, and this red litmus paper has turned into blue litmus paper due to the action of the bases. Okay, so from here only we can probably understand the usefulness of the litmus paper or the litmus, which is very good indicator, and from this we will understand whether the solution is acid or the bases. So if the litmus paper it turns blue, then it will be acid, and if the litmus paper, if the blue litmus paper turn into red, then it is acid, and if the red litmus paper turns into blue, then it is bases. Okay, so I hope it is clear to you. Acid turn blue litmus red and bases turn red litmus blue. So with this we will stop for today. So I hope it is clear to you, and if you have any kind of doubt you can ask me. So thank you and have a good day.